It is 1961. We have our luggage packed. We have our boarding passes and tickets ready, but you haven't seen where we're going yet. So get ready, move through the airport, because today we are going with the British Overseas Airways Corporation, and we're travelling in 1961. Where shall we go? We are travelling, my friends, to Ghana. Let us look together at what Ghana can offer us on this trip. Ghana, the country. Ghana, whose golden south coast stretches along West Africa's Gulf of Guinea, enjoys several distinctions. It was the first British colony in Africa to achieve full independence, becoming a democratic republic and opting to stay within the British Commonwealth on 1st July 1960. It is the largest producer of cocoa in the world. With newly independent Nigeria and the Congo, Ghana in fact produces 3/4 of the world's cocoa, and also for its size, an area of 91,843 square miles, it is the richest country in the whole of Africa. Its potential is incalculable, for by no means all of its sources of diamonds, gold, aluminium, and other valuable metals have been tapped. Once the center of the slave trade, Ghana today expresses the spirit and ambitions of modern Africa. Ghanaians are proud of their university college, situated at the summit of a hill 8 miles from the capital city of Accra, 11 hours, 40 minutes by air from London, 20.5 hours from New York. They are also proud of the new department stores which rise above the city's old market, and of their increasingly active industries. Soil and geological surveys are establishing new methods of multiplying the yield of the land and overcoming some of the problems of climate and insect pests. The rubber and timber industries are expanding. The rivers that pour from the mountains are providing more and more vital hydroelectric power. Ghana is on the move and is attracting foreign investment with special concessions and incentives. In the populated coastal areas, a cooperative spirit exists among people of different and once competitive tribes. But one of the government's main problems is to communicate this spirit to those of the people who still live in jungle villages and remote communities, few of whom can yet appreciate the benefits of national unity. To the visitor, this Africa, the lizard that has not grown a new tail and has hardly begun to shed its old one, is still fascinating in its simplicity and energy and ancient lore. Reminders of the country's turbulent early contacts with European traders are the mainly extraordinarily well-preserved coastal castles and fortresses. The castle at Axim, built in 1503. 15th century St. George's at Elmina, built by the Portuguese. Fort William at Anomabu. Fort San Sebastian at Shama. Groot Frederiksborg, built by the Germans using Dutch labour in 1683. And, at Cape Coast, a 17th century castle of English origin. 20th century engineering achievements are the Adomi Bridge spanning the Volta, Ghana's principal river, at Senchi, the dam project now underway at Akosombo, and the new harbour at Tema. Important towns are Kumasi, nearly 180 miles inland, with its sombre lake Bosomtwi. Traditional law prohibits any craft made of metal from sailing on it. Cape Coast, the Gold Coast's capital up to 50 years ago, Sekondi Takoradi and Tamale. At Accra itself, big ships are offloaded by the surf boats, which bob cheekily between them, and in contrast with its modern buildings are the picturesque terracotta roofs of those built in Oriental style. Before landing, as the aircraft approaches Accra across the eastern savannas, You will see the terracotta rooftops and white tower of Ghana University College standing out on a hill overlooking the city. On landing, Accra Airport, one of the finest and most important landing grounds to be built in Africa, is now being developed to meet the needs of the jet age. Space is limited, but facilities adequate, customs fairly quick. 6-mile drive into town takes 15 minutes. The people of Ghana. Ghana's population of over 6.5 million is widely varied. Along the coast, the Fantis predominate. In the interior, the Ashantis. In the southeast, the Ga Adangabe and Uwa people. In the north, the Mamprusi and Agarte. Minority races are European, mostly British, Lebanese, Indians, Syrians, and a few French Africans. The British still retain some administrative posts under the new regime, but most foreigners are engaged in trade and commerce. Traditional animist beliefs still hold strong. Christianity and Islam have moderately wide following. African services in the church are conducted in local Ghanaian dialects. Ghanaians are a gay and laughter-loving people, sometimes shy with strangers, but uninhibited and affectionate amongst themselves. The women are not only emancipated, many of them are the family breadwinners, and the mammy of the marketplace is a highly respected figure. Basic national dress is the colourful kente cloth, made generally of silk, with orange, deep blue and green the favourite colours. It is some 12 yards long and worn Roman style, draped from neck to ankle with one shoulder bared. The mammy wears many layers of clothing, usually in bold printed cottons, in which to carry money and valuables. The baby on her back is secured by a cloth. Ghanaian skills include kente weaving, gold working and basket making, and traditional dancing and drumming. English is the common language, Pidgin English an effective substitute. Public notices are in English and in principal Ghanaian dialects. A time-honoured custom is to give and take always with the right hand. Climate and clothing in Ghana. A tropical climate in the truest sense, hot and dry in the open and undulating desert region of the north, Tamale, etc. Hot and humid in the forest lands of the Ashanti, Kumasi, and in the plains of the southwest, Sekondi Takoradi, etc. Warm and fairly dry in the eastern coastal belt. Accra, in the last named region, has an average temperature of about 85 degrees Fahrenheit all the year round, dropping to 75 degrees at night. Most pleasant time to be here is in August. Rainfall in the north occurs intermittently between March and September. In other regions there are 2 rainy seasons. From March to July, torrential downpours, especially during May and June, and from September to November, heavy but shorter lasting showers. Humidity averages about 80%, but falls considerably in January and February, when the harmattan, a dry, dust-laden northeasterly wind, blows down from the Sahara. Though this wind obviously affects the northern region more intensely, its effects are felt even down on the coast. Hot sun and heavy rain make for a richly variant and colourful landscape, and the variety of vegetation and wildlife forms an intrinsic and fascinating part of the everyday scene. The following notes are to help you recognize the most common trees, flowers, birds, animals, etc., which you are likely to come across during a stay here. Trees. The flame tree, yew-like branches with a feathery foliage resembling mimosa and thick clusters of small scarlet flowers. The nim tree. Small white flowers followed by yellow berries. Flowers and berries are often seen together. The kepok, one of the tallest trees found in Africa, which sheds the down soft filling used for cushions. Baobab, the cream of Tartar tree, which has an enormous trunk and squat branches and is usually to be seen around the sites of old villages. Oleander, rhododendron-type foliages and deep pink double blossoms. Frangipani, resembling a fully grown magnolia, with fragrant clusters of creamy star-like flowers. Bushes, bougainvillea, deep crimson, salmon pink, or purple trefoil flowers, which ramble between thorns and leaves. Hibiscus, vermilion trumpet-like flowers with long tassel stamens. Flowers. Leghorn lily, delicate mauve orchids with purple throat, which grow in profusion on Leghorn Hill behind the university. Okra, a yellow flower whose sticky pod is used as a vegetable for soup. Birds. Carrion crows, black with white breast, white band on neck, 18-inch wingspan. Vultures, smaller than the East African variety. Also crownbird, sparrows, swifts, sandpipers, and the snow-white tick-bird which perches on the backs of cattle. Animals, baboons, bushbuck, duiker, which is a small deer, wild pig, leopard. Reptiles, crocodiles, not often seen nowadays. Agama lizard, male, up to a foot long, has red, yellow-flecked head, blue-black body, orange tail. Female is olive-brown with white throat and legs. Blandings, skink, a slender greenish-brown lizard with tapering brittle tail, often to be seen around the house. Brooks gecko, a night-prowling lizard with pale brown transparent body, flesh-coloured tail. Frogs, small, earth-coloured, sometimes with cream throat and belly, very voluble after rain. Snakes, royal python and spitting cobra. They are not averse to visiting houses in Accra. Turtles can be seen quite near the shore at Tima. Clothes you will need when visiting Ghana. Men, light snacks. Collar-attached shirts. Most comfortable are wool and cotton mixture. White shorts. Three-quarter socks. Leather shoes for daytime. Dark suit. Suede shoes for evening. Tropical white washable dinner jacket. Black trousers. Cummerbund for formal occasions. Ladies, loose, washable cotton dresses. Cotton in general is much more comfortable than nylon. Light, flat-heeled shoes, no stockings, for daytime. Light, simple cocktail dress, court shoes, high-heeled mules or sandals for evening. To be overdressed with too much jewellery, etc., looks out of place here. Cardigan or stole in case of chill. Sunglasses, suntan oil, straw hat for beach. Laundering and dry cleaning fair. It is advisable to bring only washable clothes. Hairdressing at Kingsway stores or Ambassador Hotel. Shampoo and set, 12 shillings, 6pence. Or £1 1 shilling at the new Hollywood Beauty Culture Centre. Haircut for men, 3 shillings. Where to stay? In Accra, Ambassador Hotel. £4 single, £7 double, bed and breakfast. Ringway Hotel, 4 Ghanaian pounds a day, single, 8 double, with full board. All rooms have private bath and air conditioning. Avenida Hotel, 4 Ghanaian pounds single, £6 10 shillings double, bed and breakfast with private bath and air conditioning. Lisbon Hotel, Accra Airport, 2 Ghanaian pounds 10 shillings per person, full board, no private bath or air conditioning. Accra is reasonably quiet at night, though taxi horns can be a little disturbing. Food and drink. Native foods are fufu, pounded tapioca, and kenki, pounded and fermented corn. Most Europeans eat imported meat, poultry, and dairy produce, but can get fresh crayfish, oysters, and other shellfish. Citrus fruits are green-skinned but quite juicy. All salads should be washed in potassium permanganate, and all fruit washed and peeled. You can take it that they have been thus dealt with in the hotel restaurants where all Europeans eat. Don't eat food sold on the streets, or take it for granted that canned food is in good condition. If the can bulges, even slightly, it isn't. So-called fresh milk is, in fact, powdered. There is no fresh milk. Tap water in Accra is quite safe, but not in rural areas. Most refreshing drink in this climate is a light iced beer. One of the best is Club, Swiss. Native drinks are palm wine, akpateshi, a spirit brewed from palm wine, and in the north, pito. Licensing hours are elastic. Sport and entertainment in Ghana. Plenty of bathing within easy reach of Accra. The beaches are flanked by coconut trees, and there are long stretches of pebble-free sand. But the surf can be treacherous, and there is a dangerous undertow. So don't pick a deserted spot. Always be careful to stay within your depth. One of these beaches is Pram Pram, about 25 miles east of Accra, where many people take picnics. Sports clubs in Accra for polo, tennis, golf, cricket, and gliding welcome member guests. Spectator sports are horse racing, football, and cricket. Cinemas, mainly outdoor, show British, American, and continental films. There are zoos at Kumasi and Achimota, and many people go to Labadi Lagoon and Nungua, both in the Accra area, to enjoy the pleasures of birdwatching. Nightlife is bizarre, to say the least. Apart from conventional dances at the Ambassador, the Ringway, and the air-conditioned night spot La Ronde, the clubs are the kind that stay open until the last guest decides to leave. Don't be misled by the innocent names of the Tiptoe and Sea View. These, with the Lido and Coconut Grove, will give you a memorable evening. Radio Ghana broadcasts both European and African programs. Television service proposed. English language newspapers, Daily Graphic, Ghanaian Times and Evening News, magazines, Drum and The Ghanaian. Getting about. A network of local air services is operated by Ghana Airways, an associate of B.O.A.C. Ghanaian cabin crews, European pilots. From Accra to Kumasi, 55 minutes. By train, the same journey takes 10 hours. Buses not recommended for visitors. Main highway is good, covering almost the whole of the country. Chauffeur-driven cars from Bartholomew's, £2 10 shillings to £3 10 shillings for 40 miles, 1 shilling 3p per mile thereafter. Taxis, front and back wings bright yellow, 2 shillings for first mile, then 6p a mile. Eye-catching among local transport are the mammy wagons, brightly painted trucks with dashing slogans emblazoned on the back, always over-brimming with humanity. Shopping. Accra has all classes of European and African shops and stores. The monopoly of African trading is firmly in the hands of the mammies, whose business heads are as winning as their smile, some of them being very powerful indeed. The three main department stores, all in the Makola market area, are Kingsway, British, Union Trading Company, Swiss, and Leventis, Greek. Most goods are imported and much more expensive than in the UK. Best local buys are kente cloth, baskets from Bolgatanga in the upper region, and some wood carvings. Most European and American cigarettes on sale, 7 shillings for 50. Good selection of photo materials available. 120 620 film, 2 shillings 9 pence. 35mm, 8 shillings 6 pence. Colour, 18 shillings 6 pence. Processing for black and white, fair. For colour, good. Most shops are open from 8 to 12 noon and 2 till 4:30 or 5 p.m. Kingsway stores until 5:30 p.m. on Fridays. Kingsway, Leventis, and UTC, which is Union Trading Company, are also open until 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Some basic facts and figures about Ghana. Money. Sterling currency as in UK, except that there is no half crown. Banks open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Holidays. 1st Jan, 6th March, 1st July, 21st September, also Easter and Christmas. Traffic police wear navy blue uniforms, peaked cap. Escort police, navy blue jersey, khaki shorts and puttees, red fez, brown boots. Most of them speak English and are always ready to help you to the best of their ability. Telephones, automatic in towns, manual up country. Few public booths. Cables from Cable and Wireless Office, Post Office, or Kingsway stores. Stamps from post offices. Airmail letters to UK, 1 shilling 3 pence per half ounce. Cards, 8 pence, takes 5 to 7 days. Medical services rather limited. Korle-Bu and Ridge are best equipped hospitals. Ghana is a malarial area. Take Paladrine every day during your stay here. Electric current 250 volts AC. Further information from Ghana Information Services. P.O. Box 745 Accra. Telephone Accra 4391. Suggested reading: 4 Guineas by Elspeth Huxley. Pageant of Ghana by Frida Wolfson. Other People's Worlds by Naomi Mitchison. Black Man's Country by Carl Eskelund, and Ghana by Kwame Nkrumah. And that is our very detailed guide to visiting and travelling and enjoying time in Ghana, courtesy of British Overseas Airways Corporation, in 1961. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have ever travelled to Ghana, please drop us a comment below the video. Tell us what you liked, where you stayed, what you enjoyed. If you're looking to travel to Ghana and still planning your journey, let us know if some of the information, perhaps about food and accommodation or aspects of the Ghanaian population, was helpful to you many years after this book was first published.